good afternoon, good evening. You're listening to the Right Brain Podcast with me, Dino Gabriel. Hello! Welcome to the Right Brain Podcast, the podcast where we try to look at life in a new and creative perspective. I'm your host, Dino Gabriel, and happy Monday, y'all. If you're having a great Monday, good for you. And if you're having a shitty one, there's always tomorrow. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my listeners on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, or wherever you get your podcasts from. You know what's funny? It's like only February, so the year pretty much just started. But already I feel fatigued as fuck. And I don't know if I'm gonna survive the rest of the year, but we will get through this. We will push together. Anyway, let's get started with the episode. So, for episode 5, I just wanted to talk about taking a breath. And what I really mean by that is by taking a step back. So, the way that I thought of this episode idea or how I got this thing to talk about is for the past couple weeks now, I've been bombarded with a lot of schoolwork and life in general, trying to get everything together. And it has come to a point where I don't really have time to waste. And what I mean by that is if I could be constantly moving to the next objective or to the next goal, I'll try my best to do so. Rarely I would take a pause or I would take a break in between one objective to the other because I'm constantly just moving because to me personally, I feel like time is the most valuable thing ever. And if I waste even just a second of it, I feel like I'm not going to be achieving the best I can be for myself. And one pattern that I noticed with all of this is that whenever I would eat a meal, let's say breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I would tend to prepare my food in the kitchen, but I wouldn't go to the dining area to eat. I would instead eat my food by the sink because after I'd eat my food, I'd go directly into washing the dishes. And when I was telling my girlfriend this, that I felt like it was a normal thing for me, she was like, "Can you sit the fuck down and eat your meals?" Well, she didn't say it like that. She said it in a more nicer way. But point being is that it dawned on me that it was a very abnormal thing because she was right. I was constantly pressured to be efficient. That I was forgetting to treat myself like a human being. Looking at my past, I noticed that when I would overwork myself, I didn't care about my health. If I was tired and sleep deprived, as long as I can get up the next morning, that's fine. I have caffeine. If I'm hungry because I haven't been eating a while, that's fine. I'll just eat a bunch of shit food later. That was my mentality whenever I'm stressed and I have so much work to do. And as someone's New Year's resolution is to become healthier, not only mentally, but also physically healthier, managing your stress is a very big factor, and it's something that I feel like not many people like to focus on and not really talk about it. So, how can we manage stress? Well, first off, I'm no stress management expert. I'm still learning as I go on my own journey of life. But I guess the thing we can do as a baseline, as just the foundation to managing our stress, is just by taking a breath. And there's a lot of importance to just pausing and recollecting yourself. Make sure that you can function physically, but also function mentally. When I say take a breath, I mean it in a more metaphorical way than literal. Yes, it does help to take a breath when you need to take a breath. But taking a breath is more of a mentality that we have to incorporate in our daily lives. We live in a world where we're constantly moving. bombarded with so much information that it's sometimes overwhelming to process. And when I say taking a breath, I mean taking a step back from everything and trying to know your body. Taking a breath means that you understand your body has reached its limit and you need a rest. The thing I hate about taking a rest is we treat rest as if it's something that we need to earn, when in reality it's a basic human need. We should treat rest the same way we treat sleeping, eating, taking a piss, taking a poop. It should be something that indicates us that our body has reached its limit and we need to recover from all the stress that's built up. So ever since this epiphany has come to me and that I realized that I have very bad stress management, the little ways that I try to combat the stress that I experience is through taking a breath. And the way I do this is that once I'm overwhelmed and I know that I'm overwhelmed, I take 5, maybe 10 minutes out of my day and I just shut everything off. Not literally, I just put everything to the side. All my electronics, my phone, everything. And I just focus on what I see outside the window. And I really just take a deep breath. You just go. Then take a deep breath, hold it in for a while, then exhale. And you'd be surprised how much stress it could relieve. Of course, it will be different person to person. What works for me may not work for you. But point being is that I took the time to step back from being overwhelmed. And I understood that I can't progress any further. So, I just took a breath. And when it comes to taking a breath, it could be 5 to 10 minutes out of your day. But if you're in the position where you could rest a bit more, I say go for it. During the time that you're resting, you could still be productive. You could read a few pages of your book. You could make something new, make art, cook something. Explore new hobbies and passions during this time. Or you could also have leisure. Watch a movie, watch an episode of your favorite show, listen to your favorite podcast like the Right Brain Podcast. But yes, you should treat yourself like a human being. You're not a machine. And it's hard to really adjust our mentality because, let's face it, once we take a breath, once we start resting, yes, for us, we're on pause. But the world isn't. The world is still constantly moving. And it's so hard to not forget about what's happening around us when we're resting. That's why we start with baby steps. If you're scared to rest for longer because you're afraid that you might get off track of what you need to do, 5 to 10 minutes out of your day won't hurt. Because me personally, I'd rather have 5 to 10 minutes worth of breaks throughout the day when I'm working on long projects, rather than overworking my body and burning out and needing a way much longer time to recover. So with that being said, I will leave you all with this. Stress is an accelerator, and you decide whether it will push you forward or backwards. And that is our show for today. Thank you for listening to the episode of the Right Brain Podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it and took something from it. If you want to reach me, contact me, tell me your ideas, your own perspectives on the topics we talk about, or you can even send me a topic to talk about. Send me a DM at the Right Brain Podcast on Instagram, or you can send me an email at therightbrianedpodcast@gmail.com. With that being said, I hope you all stay safe. Have an awesome Monday and rest of the week, and I will catch you all on the next episode. Bye-bye.